Okay, welcome back to the class on governance models. Okay, in the previous class, I think I remember I explained you about what are the typical components and what are the essential components which are needed for the open source projects, isn't it? So we have seen like governance, engineering, and ecosystems are the three typical components, and we need the commonplace, marketplace, and the committers, that is contributors, as the component, essential components. Okay, so keeping that in mind, what we can see today now in this class is that we will be seeing about what the different governance models and maybe if time is there, we'll discuss what type of governance models some of the projects are also taking care of it. Okay. And first is duocracy. The name itself is quite funny, do. Okay, duocracy. And the next one is founder leader and self-appointing, just like someone is doing. I'm the leader, I'm the leader. So self-appointing council of board. And then electoral. Okay, and then corporate batch and then foundation batch. These are the major governance model which are actually provided in many of the open source projects. And not only open source projects, many of the projects. Okay, so we say that if you have actually a roadmap to be followed and if you have a particular governance to be taken care of, it follows under any one, or sometimes it can be a hybrid model also. Hybrid in the sense like combinations of one or more models together. Okay. All right, so keeping that in mind, so we will see about one by one what are the models which are there. The first one is duocracy. Okay, like what is a duocracy? Like I want you to do something. I will not do anything. Okay, so I won't do anything at all. Okay, but I want you to do. So it is like you ignore the formal thing and you ignore the conventional model which is actually followed over there, but you insist somebody to do that. Okay, so that's like, okay, this is a project. I've decided to do the project, and you are all the people who is going to do it. Okay, so someone is taking the decision making, okay, and someone is giving the power, or what do you call it? Someone is given the decision making power. Okay, so according to that decision, remaining all the components, including the human also, they should oblige to that and they should do it. So this is the simplest model. Generally at home also sometimes some our relatives also they'll be like, okay, you have to do it. Okay, so that is the most authoritative one. Okay, I'm not going to contribute anything. I'm not going to join anything. I'm not going to do anything. Okay, so but we need to interact in such a way that others are actually doing. Just like democracy, it is democracy. Okay. The second one is founder leader. Okay, the founder leader is actually the most common among the newly startups, what we call the new projects or the startups with small number of contributors. Okay, nowadays startup has become a buzzword, isn't it? So a founder is establishing something, and the founder has a vision, and he knows what to be done. The roadmap is actually visualized by him. Okay, so he will be controlling the permission. Okay, so he will be directing them to do. So because he is a founder leader. Okay, so the final decision making is only with the leader, the founder leader one. Okay, because he decides what should be the team size and he knows the limitations of it and he knows what is the bottleneck which is going to come. Okay, it is like a kind of cap system in the project. Okay, like I'm the founder leader and remaining and all subordinates for me. So this is one of the governance models. So do we have advantage and disadvantage? Both of them we can take. Advantage is still like the particular project has been developed, has started to develop or created because someone is visualizing it or a very small group of people is visualizing that. So they know what to be, how to move this project and where to move the project and how do they want to see this project after a month or after a year ago, in a while. Okay. So that is justifying that this type of governance is okay. The other thing is that someone is actually dreaming about a project, but it is not them who is going to execute it. Okay, it is not them who is going to take to the next step. To the other people, generally we put the name called subordinates for them. They are the one who is going to take the project and travel to the next level. So both the sides we can take, depending upon the need and the necessity of the project, found the leader. But that is a massively used, what do you call like governance model. Okay, this is actually called as a BDFL, that is benevolent dictators for the life. They dictate something and we follow something. Okay, that's the third one. And that's the second one, sorry. And third one is actually self-appointing counseling or board. Like board of directors, okay, managing directors will be there, and then executive directors will be there. There are many board of directors will be there, committee members, councils, steering committee will be there, and then architecture council will be there for everything. See, if you take academics, we have different committees over there. Academic council, and then management council, and then execution council, and then comes the teachers. Okay. So like that, it goes to different levels of board. When you say board, it's not going to be an individual member. It's going to be a group of people who is going to take a decision. Rather, it is different from bureaucracy and your founder leader. Okay, it's not going to be one or two people. The board is going to have a bunch of people over there. So discussion happens over there. So decision is not made by one people. It is going to be made by a board of members. Right? So convention decision making and the succession procedures, which is going to be followed, that will be done over there. So a culture is actually formed over there. Okay, so though they are not going to initiate any work, so they are the one, the board is the one which decides on the schedule of the work, the roadmap, the budgeting, the finance, everything is done by that particular self-appointing council, or it can be a board of members. And the fourth one is electoral. Okay, so that's like how we have student council members elected, or how we have an MLA and MLC who is elected, and an electoral will be conducted, election will be conducted, through that the governing body members will be selected. Okay, and they have to agree to the policy making, they have to agree to what they are doing. It's like a mandate. If I'm getting elected, what I'm going to do for this particular project, where I'm going to get the fund from this. Okay, so the candidate has to fulfill various qualification for that, and then other candidates should vote for those candidates, and maybe other group members should vote for that candidate, and they'll be deciding on the architectural model. They'll be deciding on the regular decision making. Okay, so all these things, and then role play. Okay, who is going to take upon the responsibilities of what, and what are the procedure, and what are the guidelines to be followed, so what is the documentation, and who guarantees the leadership. Okay, so all those things. And once this particular tenure is over, what should be the next procedure? Again, election has to be conducted. Okay, it's for a stipulated time period. This particular project or a foundation will be handled by these elected members. So that's the electoral member. And the last one is not last one, and the previous one. Maybe these two are actually interrelated: corporate back and foundation back. Okay, this corporate back is actually one like the project is actually funded by individual company, a single company, or a consortium, group of companies like a commerce consortium or something like that. So it's actually funded. They are backed up by a particular company or a group of companies. Okay, so what they will do, they will actually give the what and all necessary resources, even sometimes human resources also. Okay, and the monetary benefits, what is needed for the growth of the project, everything will be given for the potential developers. Okay, so there is one thing called CLA, that is contributors agreement. So they have to accept that contributors agreement. Okay, like funding is done by the corporate. Okay, so what do the contributor do? So what they should do and should not do. Okay, how they should support the open source and how they should not climb for certain things. Okay, so that's what the CLA agreement, that is the contributors agreement, has to be signed and accepted, and then they will go with the governance model. Okay, any type of objections to this open will be actually given and controlled by the consortium, that particular company who is backing up. So this is corporate back. That is, money will be given, resources will be given, but end product should be given back. Okay, they cannot climb it. And the last one is foundation backed product or foundation backed project. So wherein this is actually backed by the non-corporate backup, maybe some financial institutions, okay, maybe some non-profit trade associations, okay, maybe some research agency, which is not at all in a field of rat race of corporate. Okay, it is not in the politics of rat race of your corporate based thing. Okay, it is funding that's being given, maybe for a common source, maybe for a human development, maybe for the society development. Okay, so actually speaking, SODA is actually a foundation back. Okay, the foundation which is backing SODA is actually Linux Foundation. Okay, so this is more, this is like an umbrella. Not only one particular project will be run by the or backed by the foundation, there will be multiple projects by multiple or different open sources will be taken care by a single entity, that is single foundation. Okay, under Linux there can be any number of open source, just like SODA. SODA is one. Okay, like that many can be there backing up. Okay, So that's an umbrella. It's a larger umbrella. So what do they do in return? In return, they have to um, create a legal relationship between among the open sources, and they have to knowledge sharing should be there, transparency should be there, and they will reap the benefit of working together and contributing together and collaborating together. Okay, so these are the major 6 governance models which are actually prevailing in the real time. Okay, so SODA, which we are following, it has a backup of which foundation line is. Okay. Do we need to follow any one? No, it's not like that. Okay, so it can be a combination. Aadhaar card is one of the, for example, I'm telling you, okay, project. It was started by Nandan Elikin. Okay, so earlier it was funded by the particular company, later taken up by the government of India, and later it was considered somewhere else also. So it can be a hybrid governance also. All right. Fine. So today we have seen what are the 6 governance models which are related to the open source foundation. Okay, in the upcoming classes, we'll see what are the skills which are needed to contribute to the open source. Okay, have a nice day. Bye.